Bro, he looks dope, man. Dude, he has all their bodies, dude. Oh my god. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Hope y'all are having a good day. We are getting back into Shippuden today. Guys, I just finished up Turkey Day, Thanksgiving. I'm a little stuffed. I mean, it's the day after, but I feel like you usually need a couple days to recover after all that damn good food. The pumpkin bars were a success. I think I mentioned I baked pumpkin bars. Maybe I mentioned that in another video. I don't know, but dude, they were dank. They were dank. But today I am a little tired from all that damn food. Maybe 5 pounds heavier as well. Hope y'all had a good day though, good Thanksgiving with friends and family. Where's Thanksgiving rate for y'all in terms of holidays? I was having a discussion with my family yesterday. We were like doing like, what's a hot take? And my brother said that Halloween is an underrated holiday. And he thinks that it shouldn't be right before Thanksgiving, and then it would have like more people would like it better. But I feel like, I don't know, Thanksgiving's probably one of my top 2, that and Christmas. But I agree with him. Halloween's also kind of underrated. I love Halloween, but I think it fits well in October. It feels like it's a crescendo for me. Halloween's sick, Thanksgiving's even better, then Christmas is the peak. Maybe I guess New Year's is kind of like a little addition. I don't really consider New Year's like its own holiday. It's like, that's +1 to Christmas. That's just the Christmas season, you know? But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. Guys, last time we had a really good comedic relief episode. I really enjoyed last episodes. It's been a little bit since we got that. This arc especially has been very heavy, very intense with all the lore, the world building, the war at hand. The plot is kind of just getting very intense and expanded here, so it's kind of nice to take a step back. I think Kishimoto does a really good job of that, kind of like the balance of the humor and the intensity of the plot. I think that's always a really good thing to have as an author, because if you're just like all gas no brakes, it can get a little overwhelming for an audience. Like, you gotta kind of take breaks on your own terms then, instead of having kind of some ups and some troughs, But ultimately we leave off with another prophecy, which is interesting. I'm curious on how it's going to come into play, if it'll be similar to Jiraiya's, where it's like very critical to the plot line at the time, multiple characters. I mean, obviously it has to do with Sasuke and Naruto, so it makes sense. But I wonder if Kishimoto can pull it off twice here. We'll have to see. But yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get this one. If y'all enjoy it, do me a favor, drop a like for me, comment, subscribe, all the good YouTube shit. Rig that algo, please. Rig the algo. And let's go ahead and watch some Shippuden together. Oh. Some snakes. We got Orochimaru. KABUTO, you son of a bitch. Bro, he looks dope, man. Yo, guys, that's a sick look for KABUTO. I was like, Orochimaru, that doesn't make sense. Would this like release it now, or just put the key inside of him? Little troll. It's a cute little animation, y'all. This kind of goes back to what Hinata said about Naruto's will completely disappearing. Yeah, Naruto's will's got to be crazy strong. We haven't seen his will and like resolve grow though.
今までに開けたことはあるんかいな。
前に師匠封印が弱まりつつあって、授業中勝手にキュービカを始めたナルトを抑えるため鍵を使って封印を閉めたんじゃ。これでまたしばらくは大丈夫じゃんの。
しばらくはか。
A little Naruto, man.
どうしたんだってばよ、エロゼニ。
悩んでおった。4代目が組んだ封印式が緩み始めていると分かった以上、がいつまたキュービ化するとも分からん。
やってみるかの。
甘使いが荒かろが地雷や。あれから何本も経っとらんじゃろうが。
ナルトの師匠封印をの。
おい、締め直したばかりじゃぞ。ときつく締める言うか。
いや、その逆だ。少しばかし開いてほしいんだがの。
もう少しの間鍵を開けてのナルトにキュービの意志に対抗する力をコン
Yeah.
としたんじゃ。
Something that's necessary at some point if the seal keeps weakening.
エロ仙人を傷つけたくなんてなかった。
なんだ、もうギブアップかの。
だか、修行無理だってばよ。
情けないの。簡単に根を上げおって、前にお前のことを4代目に似ていると言ったのを覚えているか。あれにも4代目が編み出した術、螺旋丸を受け継いだ忍びならば、もっとシャキッとせんか。
4代目の術を洗顔を手に入れた時、
I was happy too.
俺の夢、俺の目標、4代目ホカゲの術を俺が手にしてるんだって。今度の修行は螺旋丸の時とは比べ物になんねってばよ。
Can't like picture what it is.
螺旋丸を手に入れたこと自体が奇跡だったんだろうの。期待したわしが間違っていたのかもしれん。
いや、4代目がすげえ忍びだってことぐらい俺だって分かってるってばよ。
たった一つの術を手に入れたくらいで大はしゃぎしてるお前とは大違いだから。あいつはバカ弟子のお前と違って本当の天才だった。
He was a natural man.
わしですら得得できん忍術まで編み出しよって
エロ仙人でも
Damn, man. I want to see flashbacks of him in action, dude.
そんなすげえ術はさすが4代目だってばよ。やっぱホカゲは遠いってば。
That doesn't sound like Naruto, man.
たった一人だけそのすげえ術を得得できる可能性のある忍びがおる。前だ、ナルト。
俺
そうだ、キュービのチャクラを持つお前にしかその術は得得できん。
俺にしか得得できない術、それってば。
ああ、4代目ホカゲがお前のためだけに残した。
Man, what's this jutsu they've been alluding to for so long? They keep teasing me, man. I guess we won't know until he really masters the Nine Tails chakra, I guess. Just gonna have to wait, be patient.
身につけ、その期待に応えてみんか。
Jeez.
力を得ようとすればするほどキュービの意志は強く俺を縛っちまうんだ。俺の意志なんか無視して誰も彼も傷つけようとしやがる。
ナルトの鍵をほんの少し開けただけでもこれ以上。
ジライアちゃんの俺の傷に何理由があったとはの。
自分からキュービの力に頼って自分の意志を預けることになっちまった。
Jeez, man. I feel like the further we get along in Shippuden, the more I kind of appreciate the context of this fight.
ヤマト隊長はキュービのチャクラに頼るんじゃなくて自分の力で戦えって言った。
Yeah, now we can't even do this anymore, man.
人中力を抑えてくれるヤマト隊長に見守られての修行ならともかく、戦いでは憎しみの気持ちが常についてくっからキュービの力はいらねえと思った。自分の意志でキュービの意志を抑え込めねえんならエロ仙人やサクラちゃんを傷つけるこんな力俺はいらねえ、そう決めたんだ。けど日向がペインにやられた時も憎くて悔しくて使わねえどころか自分の心が勝手にキュービの意志とつながって、
God, this part was so sick, man.
今4代目に封印を組み直してもらったからまだ安心だけど、またいつ暴走するかもわかんねえ。
Dude, I'd be so anxious all the freaking time if I was Naruto.
結局俺はキュービの人中力。
Yeah, can't deny that's part of you, despite it being like scary to try to control and not having the control right now.
じゃあ仲間を傷つけちまうのも憎しみに負けちまうのも
Oh, here we go, y'all.
うじうじしたって仕方ねえってばよ。
Yeah, takes some courage.
いかに危険なものかはよく分かった。4代目の思いと時代へちゃん譲りのど根性を持っとるこやつならば
Gutsiness.
契約成立じゃ。暗入りする。
He's gonna go into his mouth, is he?
お前は何もせんでいい。ただ口だけ開けとけばいいんじゃ。
Okay, so this was really just to like give him the key if he wants to loosen it.
おっと来たじゃ。行くだ。暗入りじゃ。
Oh,
またおきに口を開き。
you don't need to do a thing.
ぬるぬるして気持ち悪い。
Jeez, man.
暗入り OK じゃ。それからこの葉へナルトちゃんを戻すけんの。
Now you can go eat your ramen.
お探し。
そうだった。タコに会うって予言を見たんだったよな。
はっきりは線があることじゃ。人間は近づかん生き物たちの楽園。わしからしたらそこでタコがお前に協力してくれるはずじゃ。とにかく導きがあるじゃろう。
わっ
Oh man.
この仕業です。
この殺し方
Literally, bro.
どんどんオロチマルに近づいていくな。しかしなんでわざわざ痕跡を残していく。
わざとってことですか。何をする気なのでしょ
カブトはオロチマルの意志を継いでいる。木の葉を狙うのか。
まずは挨拶からだ。トビ。いや、
Dude, look at him, bro.
う。ここがよくわかった。
スパイとして国から国へと渡り歩く暁の一員でもあった僕の情報網を舐めない方がいい。
サソリのスパイの一員だったな。お前は暁の裏切り者だ。
They really about to fight, bro? Dude, he has all their bodies, dude. Oh my god, reanimating, dude. I guess they don't need the bodies. He just needs to.
マル様しか使えなかった
Man, I didn't remind myself of the reanimation.
僕で3人。そして今はその2名をも超えている。
It's sadistic, dude.
僕の力を信用してもらうためのね。安心してください。僕はここへ戦いに来たんじゃない。
何が目的だ。
君と手を。
Well, that ain't good, y'all. We don't need more antagonists against us with the Akatsuki.
近々戦争を起こすそうだ。その戦力を提供しようってことさ。
God, dude, he looks so much like Orochimaru.
イタチ、サソリ、デイダラ、カクズ、そしてナガト。どれも強者揃い。
Bro, it's such a shitty ass jutsu, man. It's sad seeing them all like
ウ
that.
チハサスケ。
何を企んでいる。
別に何も。僕の興味は忍術の純粋な真理。その探求のためにはサスケくんが必要なだけ。生きた若くて繊細な内派の人間が欲しい。
断ると言ったら。
口寄せ、江戸天聖。
これは。
僕
Dude, Madara is super.
会いに来ると。
Is it gonna be the first Hokage?
それをどこで手に入れた。
いろいろとね。安心していい。俺は誰にも喋ってない。
No, show me, please.
何かおかしいことでも。
薬師カブト。お前がここまでの器になると思ってもみなかった。今お前と揉めてもこちらの戦力が低下するだけ。この木を狙ってここへ来るとは用意周到なやつだ。
ということを。
いいだろう。
Dude.
ただし、サスケを渡すのは戦争での成果を上げてから。それまではサスケには合わせない。
物分かりのいい方だ。さすが内派まだ。器が違
Your
う。
vessel.
生意気なやつだ。お前の持つ戦力を確認してから作戦を練り直す。ついてこい。
God damn it. Dude, who is it, bro? I want to say it's the first because like that would shock Madara, but maybe it's someone different. Like someone even stronger.
わざわざ死体を。
Like we've seen the first reanimated before.
何かあるのは間違いない。
秋隠れから奴を追い、この葉へ行くか、あるいはと思ってきたが、わざわざ追跡してくださいと言わんばかりの行動、消せない。
やはり罠では。どうします。
白眼。
は、薬が。
Ooh, they're gonna end up finding their hideout, dude. That's such a clutch.
兜だけじゃない。暁の仮面の男も一緒です。力式入り口に二人して入っていきます。
なんだと。
仮面の男だとってことはマダラと名乗っている暁の男もそいつのアジトを見つけたっていうのか。こいつとカブトがなぜ一緒にいる。手を組んだのか。
カブトはわざと私たちをここへ導いたというのか。マダラのアジトを知らせるために。
Kabuto, chaotic, bro.
今はわからない。とにかくすぐにこのことをさ。
Yeah, if he intentionally led them there, what's he scheming, dude? Yeah, I can't get over his character design. I love it. He looks so much cooler. He's up to no damn good, y'all. Bro, guys, how does the reanimation work again? Like, if I remember from classic Naruto when Orochimaru did it, you just need like a vessel to use the reanimation on, right? Like Orochimaru used his like Sound Village subordinates, like a couple ones from the Chunin exams for it. But do you need like any like DNA, or is it kind of just like just a technique you use on a body itself? And as long as you, I guess, can use that Jutsu technique, you can revive anyone. Or is there any kind of like DNA or something that you need to connect to a specific person who's died in the past? And I remember he used some kind of like thing to bend them to his will, like he put like a charm thing in them or something. I might need y'all to explain. I know y'all explained reanimation and the the immortality jutsu and stuff to me, but I might need another refresher here. Super cool though, man. Like that was, I mean, it's sad seeing like Itachi and all them, because that's the thing, is like it makes you feel like those are their actual bodies, but I don't think it is, right? Those are probably other people's bodies and just reanimated as those Akatsuki members. But it's crazy seeing all them there, and sad to see them all dead like that. Although some of them, by the way, he didn't have who didn't he have there? He didn't have Hidan, right? Hidan was like one of the only ones of the Akatsuki members who died that he didn't have. I'm kind of curious to why that is. Interesting, y'all. Man, Kabuto. He's been like out of the show for so long now, but like this didn't disappoint. Like him kind of getting back into the mix, him having Orochimaru's power kind of inside of him and morphing with him, or Orochimaru's will. I'm still curious, like, is Orochimaru still technically alive through him though? Like, or when Itachi kind of like killed him when he was inside of Sasuke, or kind of got him outside of Sasuke and then killed him with Amaterasu, was that like the end of Orochimaru? Is this kind of like still a form? Like, could Orochimaru still come back alive and take over Kabuto's vessel, or get out of that and become his own vessel again? I don't know, man. Crazy.
しかしいかに内派マダラとはいえ大国が結集するほどの相手だ。
何寝ぼけたことを言っているんだ。内派マダラが率いる暁は長門たった一人で木の葉を壊滅させたんだぞ。
Yeah, that's a good way to put it in perspective.
私も綱手様に同感です。
Get wrecked, boy. Dude, anytime these elders take an L, I love it.
奴らが美獣を兵器として使ってくるなら、優に長門以上の戦力があると考えねばなりません。
That's crazy.
いや、この世界すべてが崩壊の危機を迎えると言っていい。もはや一国の猶予もないのだ。
しかし内派マダラの拠点は分かっているのか。
大方の場所は見当がついております。
You're about to know now.
内派マダラらしき人影を確認し。
Yeah.
因が踏めてねえな。なんかいいフレーズが。
敵の本陣アジトが明確でない限り奇襲効果を上げるのは難しくなります。
You should begin this info with the leaf, man.
濁点の部分を逆にして。
Oh my god, B. Pay attention, bro.
祈りを加えて手ばよ。
Right, oh.
これで雲隠れの大体の戦力は分かりましたね。
よし、3日後には忍び連合の連合会議を開く。各里へ招集連絡だ。
間もなく第4次任海大戦のことが里の全員に知らされる。第4次任海大戦。桜はまだ知らなかったか。内派マダラが宣戦布告をしてきた。今度は大国間の戦争ではない。5大国が手を組むこれまでにない規模の戦争だ。敵はもちろん暁。暁、サスケ君と本当に。 不安に駆られる連中もたくさん出てくる。お前たちにはこの連中のメンタルケアをしてもらう。
It's a tough job.
思われる情報は隠さずに報告してもらいたい。
Good luck.
ナルトには十分に目を光らせてここでナルトに勝手に動かれると困る。暁の標的はナルトだからな。
Yeah, the toughest part here is the balance between empowering Naruto, but also not like being reckless with him.
直ちにナルトを捜索しろ。
Don't worry, don't worry. He's just in Frogland.
そんじゃな、デカじいちゃん戦に。
ほんなら脅して。 消えたと思ったらまた急に出てきやがって。お前が急に消えたんでみんな大騒ぎになってるぞ。
嘘マジで？
Everyone's freaking out. Tsunade's gonna kill him.
サイン、うちの子に書いてやってくんねえかな。お前のファンでよ。
サイン。
Aww.
英雄、奇跡を起こす少年。
Is this his first?
うちの方にも一枚頼む。どうした？
Aww.
いや俺
Dude, he truly is gonna be inspiring the next generation too.
少年なんてもてあやされちゃいるが、少し前まで全く逆だもんな。無理もねえよ。
Mm-hmm.
サインの前にラーメン食わしてやって。
It's such a change of pace for him. That's what makes it so much more special. Yes, please let him eat it this time. Don't let someone... I knew someone was gonna interrupt him.
いや急に呼ばれて。
とにかくすぐに来なさいよ。
No, let him eat.
だいたいさくらちゃんラーメン食わせてよ。
こんなのあとあと。
No, not again. The ramen, it's right there.
それで逆口寄せされて。
人騒がせだぜまったく。
浅草様も一言連絡をくれればいいもの。
しかしほっとしたようなるお前が無事で。
俺はこの通りピンピンしてるって。大釜仙人様はなぜお前を？俺にもデカじいちゃん仙人か
Is he gonna
ら
tell
予
him?
言が出たってばよ。イライアも聞かされたというあれか。大釜仙人様はなんと。それがどうした？俺はリゾート地に行ってタコと会うらしい。
ああ、タコ？
それは一体どういう意味なんだ？
タコが俺に協力してくれるらしいんだけど、詳しいことはデカじいちゃん仙人にもわからねえらしい。それとサスケと戦うことになるって。
サスケくんと。
でもそれはもう覚悟ができてるってばよ。さくらちゃん大丈夫。とにかくサスケのことは俺に任せてくれ。
静かだな。
そうだね。
平和だ
Quiet before the storm.
ないでしょう。里は復興しつつあるし、綱手様は目覚めたし、サスケのことは結局ナルトが何とかするって話だけで戦争始まるんでしょう。
どうしてそれを？
僕もバカじゃないし、常人たちの様子を見てたらわかるよ。
Okay, Choji.
その通りだ。もうすぐ戦争が始まる。
そう、やっぱりね。
これは俺たちが忍びすべてがかつて経験したこともない規模の戦いになる。
Yeah, it's a unique war in itself.
で、暁を潰そうってんだからな。
Even those with experience, it's going to be different fighting by the side of the other villages.
第4次任海大戦。鹿丸は怖くないの？
ああ、俺だって怖いさ。けど今度の戦いは怖いとかつれえとか言ってらんねんだ。そもそも敵の暁はペインたった一人でコナハを壊滅に追い込んだほどの能力者揃い。その暁を率いるマダラの能力は未だ謎に包まれて、そのマダラはすでに
Yeah, I'd be scared too.
その美獣がいっぺんに暴れ出し忍び5大国が束になったって勝てるかどうかさえわからねえ。
Yeah, for real, dude. Imagine trying to fight 7 of those at once.
長次、お前の力当てにしてんぜ。
That's Shikamaru for you. What a beast.
鹿丸、僕頑張れるかな？
とはいえ
You can.
難しい話だよな。
あなたが戦場の心構えを聞きたいっていうか。
大丈夫です。
本当の戦場はこんなもんじゃないわ。
Damn, those all like photos of people who died.
どれをとっても平常心じゃいられないわ。そんな中でも医療忍者は常に冷静でないといけない。必ず命を救ってくれると思って戦うんですから。
Good example of this show being raw, man. It's realistic.
ナルトとサスケくん二人が一緒に大怪我したら私はどっちを先に助
Gosh,
けるん
yeah,
だろう。
that'd be awful for her to see. Jeez, dude. You're thinking way ahead of here. Oh my god. A concert.
こないだのコンサートはブラザーに邪魔されたからよ。今度はバッチリ決めるよ。こんなの誰が？なんだよお前ら。そんなに俺様の情念聞きたくねえのかいよ。頼んだぜ。
This is who Naruto has to freaking learn from, dude.
しかし綱手姫よ、お前はもうええのか？
Barley.
若いもんと変わればええもの。お前も年じゃぜ。
Surprising come from him.
両天秤じじい。残像の件はさておき、綱手様がほかげに戻ってこられて安心しました。
Yeah, better than Dawn Zone from them.
会議を始めるでござる。まず 8尾と9尾の陣中力のこと、そして敵の本拠地と戦力などの情報について。
敵の本拠地らしき場所はうちの者が突き止めている。ただ罠かもしれん。もう少し情報を集めるしかない。
こちらも偵察部隊を編成して情報集めを行っているところだ。各社との情報を迅速に照らし合わせていくべきだな。
なら情報を統括する部隊を連合で別に組織しましょう。
Yeah, it could be good to stack hands.
法の出し惜しみはなし。
Yeah, just have them all together so they all have it from the start.
民の利益を考え始めれば暁に足元をさらわれかねないから。
Yeah.
肝心の陣中力どもはどこに隠す？
隠す？
なんだ。
ルトも B も大きな戦力だぞ。隠してどうする気だ？
今回の戦争はその二人が敵の目的じゃ。もしものことを考えて出陣はさせ。前の会議でそう取り決めた。姫は病床だったがな。
敵はまだらだぞ。戦力を出し惜しみして勝利の気を失ったらチャンスは二度とない。
Yeah.
今回は5大国が手を組みその2人を守る戦争。影一人が勝手に言ってもダメだ。多数決で決める。
この若造が罠。
あいつのことならよく知っ。
It's a tough decision to make, man.
あいつは仲間のためなら無茶をしすぎる。
I feel like you need to like find a way to like test the strength of the Akatsuki without committing too many forces to like lose so much strength and then bring them in.
私も同感です、翼様。
もういい。
減らず口のナメクジ姫は健在。
I guess this is a chance to for them to train together.
暁のメンバーの出ていないここ雲隠れにある場所が妥当だろう。とっておきの場所だ。
Dude, they're definitely gonna. This is how they're gonna meet. I guess this kind of works out for the prophecy.
実は頼みが。
頼み？
お前の弟 B は8尾を完全に操れるとき、そこで B にナルト。
Yeah. Let's go, dude. I can't wait to see them. They're dynamic together.
いい話だな。ナルトというあの小僧が9尾を完全に操れるようになれば、この葉にとってそれは最大の戦力。
Bro, put your shit aside. It's a thing, something for the battle.
そんなことは分かっている。しかし今は各国の利益を言い合う。
Yeah, for real. Like, you guys need them.
相手は内葉まだらだ。ナルトや B の力を借りねばならない時が必ず来る。どうなってからでは遅いのだ。
そう怒鳴るな。それが頼みを言い出す側の態度か？
Bro, you like to yell too.
正論では、俺にそんなことはとっくに考えてある。
何？どういうことだ？
二人に行ってもらう場所はただの隠れ家ではない。とっておきの場所だと言ったはずだ。そこはかつてわしと B が一緒に修行を積んだ場所だ。
S ランク任務？俺にそんな大役を任せてくれんのか？
This is the other way she has to frame it for him.
ヤマトと共に雲隠れのある場所に行ってもらう。
Poor Yamato having to freaking just hold Naruto's hand all around the world and just get played constantly.
そこが予言の場所らしい。それじゃあ俺はそのリゾート地でタコと会うのか。みんな忙しい中バカモン、前が行くのはあくまで任務だ。分かってるってばよ。冗談けど、その予言の場所に行くってことはもう一つの予言、サスケと戦うってことも何か関係があんのかな。さあそこまでは私にもわからん。しかし戦争が始まろうとしているのも事実。そのための S ランク任務でもあるのだ。内容は現地について
Yeah, we know that ain't gonna happen fully, y'all.
その S ランク任務は俺に任せろ。
Bro. Akage is gonna lose his shit with his brother.
なんだよブラザー、サプライズすぎるよ。今すぐお前は出発しろ。
Oh my gosh. Yo, wait, that you said Naruto in the background? The little poster? Don't worry, you won't have to. That's so funny.
俺たちだけ歌を聴かされる羽目になって。
分かったよ。売りゃいいんだろ、売りゃ。売るのか売らねえのかどうすりゃいいんだよ。
俺にだってわかんねえよ。
Man. Exciting, man. I can't wait to see B and Naruto together. Interesting seeing all the Kages together too and like starting to try to collaborate. You can see that there's obviously some resistance. Something I'm like already thinking of is like throughout this war, and I really don't know how long this war is going to be. Someone said recently that like I'm around or like just past like the halfway point of Naruto or Shippuden, I guess I should say. So, you know, how long is this war going to be? And like, is there going to be any like betrayals from like this great shinobi alliance. Like I could see a village or a subsect of the village just being like, screw this, and like being selfish or trying to take advantage of the situation or something. I mean, like the threat's so big that maybe that won't happen at least immediately, but I could see like maybe that happening in some ways if like the author wanted to take it there. I don't know. But good episode, y'all. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get in the review section here. Definitely a good setup episode for our next arc here. I think the 5 Kage Summit has a wrapped up here. Yeah, y'all, I really liked a couple things in this one. I think obviously the biggest one is KABUTO for sure coming to the mix, and it's been a little bit since he's been on my mind. You know, we had some references to him here and there. Kind of in some moments that were like, what the heck, why is like KABUTO even getting put back in the mix? But at this point, I really like the way that they've kind of interjected him back into the story. His kind of revamping of his character design makes him feel so much more important, like just reanimation coming back into the mix. Yeah, just the way he looks, especially, you know, he's got some aura to him now. If KABUTO before was a little like, a little sidekick, kind of like Robin-esque sidekick energy where you're like, he's not the big bad villain. But now, you know, he seems a little chaotic, right? Like you don't really know his motivation. It seems like he, you know, from what he says, he wants Sasuke. He's trying to make a deal here, but I kind of sense that there's more, like him kind of leading the Leaf Village to this hideout intentionally. What's that about? Yeah, I don't know how to trust him, but I think the biggest thing is just seeing reanimation back in the mix, which I kind of forgot how much I miss that power. It's just so freaking cool. Like I don't know, it's just eerie, bro. Seeing all these Akatsuki members really strong, especially like Itachi and Nagato. You know, we saw this get put to use really well in classic Naruto with Sarutobi versus Orochimaru in the first and second Hokages, and it just gives me that vibe so much. But obviously the biggest thing is, what is that big casket? You know, when Madara says, and if I, you know, deny your offer, and KABUTO brings up this really big coffin, and we don't see it, but we see Madara's reaction, and it's very shocking to Madara, like almost like suspicious, or like he's like a little defensive almost. You know, immediately in the reaction, I was like, okay, could it be the first Hokage, like kind of his nemesis, or his like, you know, his rival, someone he'd be scared of potentially, like that KABUTO could use against that could maybe rival Madara's power. But then I was thinking, well, isn't like the first Hokage's soul like in the Reaper now? So wouldn't that not be possible? So then I was thinking, could it be like the fourth Hokage, Minato, like Naruto's dad? Imagine Naruto having to like fight like a reanimated version of his dad. That'd be insane. But I don't know if Madara would react that strongly. So I think my theory that I don't really know how it would work, but you know, Madara's body, his form today, it still hasn't really been explained. Even like with the arm getting detached, now it getting reattached, like, you know, what is Madara, right? What is Toby? What is Madara? It's very confusing to know, you know, who that is today. Is this his original form? From the flashbacks, obviously looks very different. That could obviously be from like extreme old age, but there's never been this like answer of how he's alive. You know, is it tied to reanimation or some other kind of jutsu technique that helps him, you know, keep his soul alive or something? He obviously has Sharingan still, so like, you know, how does this all work? But my theory is that maybe that's like Madara's body, or like an old version, like the original version of his body, or something that would be like he would want, or something that, you know, KABUTO could really use to, I guess, have some control or bargaining power in this situation outside of just all the other Akatsuki members that he reanimated. So I don't know, y'all, that moment was so sick. I was so intrigued about that. Outside of that, I liked kind of the explanation of the Nine Tails chakra and trying to assimilate with your own, and like kind of trying to separate your will out from the Nine Tails, and how, you know, the Nine Tails power of chakra comes from its like really strong will of hatred. And it makes me curious, like, you know, are all the tailed beasts' wills a little different, their chakra? For example, like seeing Bit B kind of interact with his tailed beast, the 8 tail, his tailed beast doesn't seem as like hateful as, the nine tail. I don't know if that's because B is kind of like assimilated with already, has been able to kind of like tame the beast, quote unquote. But like, you know, are each of them different? Like, is the nine tails the strongest? And you know, part of the reason it's the strongest is because it's like the most hateful, the strongest, like, or biggest like chakra aura to it. I'm kind of curious if they'll flesh out some of the differences there, if that would be a challenge for Naruto versus like B, if there is like not quite as like strong of like a will of hatred. Will it be harder for Naruto to assimilate the nine tails chakra and ultimately use some kind of special jutsu technique? I think they're talking about some kind of separate jutsu that Naruto would be able to use, that Minato kind of was like, you know, wanting him to conquer the nine tails so that he could use this jutsu technique with like so much more chakra or something. But I'm also like little like hesitant to say that, just because I'm like, is the jutsu technique just assimilating in itself? I think it's not, but man, I'm excited to see what that might look like in the future. It's giving me like the Rasen Shuriken vibes, where I'm like, okay, they're kind of starting to put it out there, but like how long is it going to take for us to actually get to see it? I really want to know, man. But yeah, outside of that, not too much else. Like, you know, a lot of like prep for war. I think one little other small thing that I liked was Tsunade and the Rock Kage kind of interacting and just kind of seeing some of their similarities. Like, they're both very like brutish or like direct in their the way they go about talking with others, and it's kind of interesting just them, you know, kind of being similar. I wonder if they have ever interacted before this moment, or how much Tsunade has interacted with these Kages in the past. You know, obviously we haven't really seen that when she's been in the Hokage role, but maybe she's known a lot of these people from the past because she seems to have some kind of rapport with them. Let's go ahead and do the character ratings. So for MVP and best moment, I'm giving it to Kabuto. I love the reintroduction of his character in this way. I think if he just came back in the mix and there wasn't like a big change in his character or like showing the power increase here, it wouldn't have been as impactful. But I just love that the reanimation is coming back into play, especially around the mystery with what he showed Madara. I want to know so bad, y'all. And one little thing that, like, detail that I missed talking about here was that the only other person rather than Orochimaru who knew about or could use reanimation jutsu was the second Hokage. So maybe the second Hokage was the one who like invented this technique. Makes me curious about the second Hokage's kind of like lore. Like, was he trying to revive a loved one at some point or something like that? Was he the one who kind of made it a forbidden jutsu because he's like, yeah, this is no good? Yeah, y'all. I mean, and I'm just curious on how reanimation works more and more. Like, you know, I don't remember if they ever said that you need like DNA or if it's just like, you definitely don't need their full body because you use the body as a sacrifice. I know that much. And use some kind of charm to control their will or something. But yeah, y'all, I'm like, at this point, I'm very curious on, you know, let's say that it is DNA, because I feel like that would make sense. I feel like you'd have to have something versus just, yeah, go for it, reanimate anyone you want. I feel like that would have too many limits if you just need a bunch of like bodies to sacrifice. But let's say it's DNA, like, how did Kabuto get, you know, the Akatsuki members, like Datara too, right? Like, he freaking exploded. Like, how is he getting all this DNA or something like that? Maybe that makes sense why he doesn't have like Hidan's, for example, because Hidan's kind of like buried and like not known where his body is or something. But then again, how would he get Kakuzu's? Because didn't the Leaf Village have that? I don't know if that'll be fleshed out, but I'm very curious. Funniest character, I'll give it to B. Just with him trying to set up this recital, this concert again. His like little outfit, the blue outfit, while he's like getting prepped. And then of course the Rockage comes in and ruins it all. Oh man, it's the Rockage and B together who and we'll skip over the Sakura this time, not too many annoying characters yet. So but yeah, I guess we should probably do this. If this is the end of the 5 Kage, we should do the best character. Honestly, I haven't really thought about this too much. I mean, there's a lot of good introductions of new characters with the Kages. But I think, you know, you kind of have to give it to Sasuke. You know, he's just such the centerpiece of this arc. You know, seeing, you know, I wouldn't say it's like an enjoyable character, like for him to watch him at this point and how dark he is, but it is cool just seeing him like being able to keep up with the freaking Kages. Not that the Kages are not strong or something, but it kind of just shows the fortitude of Sasuke with his Susanoo and all that. So, and him taking down Danzo. You know, I feel like my heart would, and it's probably biased, like I would say that like I love Naruto's part in this arc, even though it's more limited than in past arcs. I love just the scene with him and Sasuke so much, especially and some of the struggle that Naruto has with Sasuke's character. If I had to say the worst character, honestly, it is surprising because Danzo would probably be, if I like had to think about this early on in the arc, when he's just like, oh, he's so annoying, just being like, you know, manipulative and trying to pull the strings and all this. But honestly, I feel like I have to give it to Sakura, man. Like Sakura's whole thing, like trying to like manipulate Naruto to protect him and kind of backtracking in her resolve. It just kind of shows her weakness. Honestly, it's kind of funny because, you know, in this episode where she's like looking at all the dead bodies or whatever, and she's like trying to figure out like who she would save first if Sasuke and Naruto fight and they're both about to die, who she would save first. I was watching these episodes with Bethany and she was like, what the fuck, Sakura, are you kidding me? Like, you see where Sasuke is at these days and you still have this question of like who you would save, really. But yeah, I think it's a good representation. Just like, you know, I don't think it's like bad writing or anything like that of her character, but it definitely shows some level of weakness within her right now, where she doesn't have the resolve or growth of Naruto. And I know Naruto's had some black and white thinking, or maybe some unrealistic thinking with like trying to convince the Kage and all these things, but ultimately he kind of like takes some of these like failures to convince others to more so build a resolve within himself to, hey, like what would I do to take ownership of Sasuke in like a pragmatic way of like, hey, I'm gonna have to fight him. I'm not gonna just let him go off scotch-free here, but I'm ultimately still trying to take responsibility and duty for him and maybe still have a chance to bring him back to the light in his own way, you know. But Sakura, yeah, man, her character definitely she's kind of showing a little bit more weakness in this arc, which I'm not like opposed to. I think like can make sense. It's not out of the norm for this story or something, but at the same time, I also wish Sakura was still like growing alongside Naruto. But then again, like we kind of like need somebody to need Naruto as the protagonist to take that role for Sasuke versus maybe standing by his side the whole time. I don't know. I'm sure the author did it for a very particular reason, and I'm curious to see kind of how Sakura's character responds to this conflict with Sasuke and Naruto as the story goes on here. So, but yeah, y'all, let me know what your favorite characters would have been in these episodes. Your favorite character of the arc would have been, your least favorite character. I appreciate y'all joining me today, and I will catch you for the next arc. I'll probably be watching that tomorrow, so stay tuned. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you next time. Peace.